Hi everyone, in this video we're going to learn an awesome whammy bar technique called the scoop, and it sounds like this. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it. In this lesson then, I'm going to show you another cool whammy bar technique, which is called the scoop. Essential if you're into rock guitar playing. But before we get into this video, make sure you click like to like the video, hit subscribe to subscribe to the channel, and click that alert bell so you don't miss any updates. So we can get stuck right into this video. If you're into guitar players such as Eddie Van Halen, he's the first person that pops to mind when I think of these kind of whammy techniques. Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, any of the sort of the classic rock guitarists, this is a technique you're going to need to know. So this technique is sort of similar to something I touched on in another video called the reverse dive bomb, but the difference between this technique and the reverse dive bomb is we don't press the whammy bar down as far. This is a very small depress before we play the note. So let's just take the 5th fret on the G string, for example, the note C. Okay, so rather than just playing that note as we normally would and just pick it like this, what we need to do, just before we play the note, we depress the whammy ever so slightly, not much, so we don't want to go all the way to the body like that, because that will be the reverse dive bomb like I've covered in another video. You just want a small depress and then up. Okay, so that's it really slowly. Okay, so you press it down, pick the note and let the note up. Now when you do the scoop though, it's quicker like this. Okay, so it's a very, very small little whammy bar effect like that. Okay, a very small depress, pick the note and let it up again. Okay, and that's it. That's called the scoop. Now, the way I find this super useful and something which sounds pretty cool is, as I showed you at the intro of the video, is where you're doing like an ascending lick up the neck from a lower register to higher register, and you play a scoop on every one. So I'll just go up like an A minor pentatonic scale, up the G string, and I'll scoop into every note like this. Okay, and that I find is a really good use for this technique. Is, you know, rather than just playing up a scale, going up the neck like this, we get this kind of really cool effect as we're rising up. Okay, and that's known as the scoop. So as I said, you go to play your note, you press the whammy down slightly, hit the note and let it up. Okay, so just a tiny little push on the whammy bar. So what I recommend doing is just starting on that note there, the 5th fret on the G. Get the hang of the technique, because it is tricky, and like all of these things, to make it sound good and effortless, you just need to practice it. And you can just walk up a few notes on the G string first. And then if you want to go up a pentatonic scale, you can do like this. So I'm going to send from that note there, the 5th on the G, up an A minor pentatonic. Okay, so it's a handy little exercise. With a lot of these kind of techniques or anything new to you, I always find keep something you're really familiar with. So in this case, A minor pentatonic. Most guitarists, if you're into sort of these techniques and soloing, you know this scale off by heart, inside out and back to front. So take an A minor pentatonic and go up the A minor pentatonic scale and scoop every note like this. Okay, now in reality you wouldn't scoop every note like that in a solo because it'd just be far too much. You want to use it sporadically, but that's a really good exercise. Just practice a scale like the A minor pentatonic scale, scooping into every note. As I said, I find this super useful for ascending stuff. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you're on the fretboard. If you're moving up the fretboard, say I was playing a little solo, you know, and then going up the neck on something like that, it just sounds so cool, rather than just ascending. I mean, that sounds kind of cool too, but the scoop just gives it a different kind of vibe and a different kind of sound. Essential, these whammy bar techniques are if you're into sort of like rock stuff, especially, you know, as I mentioned, players like Steve Vai, Eddie Van Halen, and those sort of guys. Okay, hope that all made sense and you enjoyed that video. If you haven't done already, hit like to like the video, click subscribe to subscribe to the channel, and hit that alert bell so you don't miss any updates. Also, come and check out my guitar school, www.fretlix.com. Loads of great courses and lessons, guaranteed to help you become a better guitarist. Hope you enjoyed that lesson, and I'll see you again soon.